Hello, and welcome to episode 3 of season 2 of my F1 Rise to the Top challenge with no assist versus 100% AI. We managed to finish in Jeddah, albeit we did cause a safety car by spinning and hitting the wall, but we did finish the race. Let's see if we can continue this trend of finishing. It's wet. We start off with the Pirelli Hot Lap event with the Mercedes AMG GT R Pro. This is through turn 11 to 14 and we need to get an average speed of at least 92 miles per hour. It took us 9 attempts to get there. 3 of the runs we got disqualified for exceeding track limits and 5 of the times we were too slow. Half of those we were trying to adjust to driving on the road instead of being on an F1 car. The other half was trying to drive in the rain and the last half I couldn't drive. What was it, more than 3 halves? They overlap a little bit, so the probability of the maths that checks out is probably like 50%. Oof, 92. Anyway, we only beat this by a little bit. Our final speed got to 92.24. That'll do it. On to practice then. Right, let's see how much I remember from Australia. Probably not a lot. I was last here in the F1 2018 game, so definitely a bit of a learning curve for me on the track. Really, the only thing I remembered of this circuit was that it is tricky, especially on the second to last corner. Yeah, I hate this last corner. And turn 4. Now, what I was not expecting to do was to go massively long into turn 1 on lap 3, going into the gravel trap nearly all the way into the barriers, and then when I was turning around to get back on the track, taking a big circle, I got disqualified by driving. What? Wait. That's going through the gravel! You're joking. You're joking. Now normally I only record one session a day, but that day I was particularly tired after getting home from work. And seeing that I only did 3 laps, I thought I'd do Ep.3 as well to see how well we get on. So we start off on the time management program, and it seems like by not applying the throttle during the corners does indeed help with tyre wear. Unfortunately, that also adds to our time delta, and I'm still figuring out how to improve it. We also miss our braking point into turn 13 and smash our front wing into the barriers. I decided to at least finish the lap so I can get some resource points and then come into the pits the lap after, but going off at the same corner and luckily didn't break the front left.
Well, program over, but that wasn't much help to us, I'm afraid. We need to run it again.
It's a very narrow pit. And confusing too. It's really repetitive and it's quite hard to find a breaking point. So going for a race strategy program after this, and again going out on turn 13, this time completely destroying our left front along with our front wing. Now behold my face of confusion. This braked too late, too little. I thought I was braking at 100, but that was actually the 50. I am a dum-dum. Looks like I didn't actually miss the braking point, I just kind of stopped braking. I was probably trying to do the brake trail thing, but didn't work. So again, DNF for FP2, and for whatever reason, probably because I have time, my tired brain decided, yeah, let's keep going. We need more driving. So Ep.3 we go. Starting off where we've fallen, the race strategy program.
Okay, that lap was no good, we need to improve on that.
Going too slow as usual, but for the first time ever we managed to get all 3 development boosts, including this competitive cornering speed. Now I'm not sure how I got that, but I'm kind of happy I did. And of course immediately spinning out the turn after. Luckily we did manage to finish the program this time, barring that we were too slow.
We didn't really get the data we needed on that run. You might want to give it another go.
And we went off track a few times. Unfortunately on the in-lap I went off track a bit too much and damaged the floor.
The floor's damaged, I'm afraid. Expect significant performance issues until you come in and let us start repairs.
Causing us a 10-minute repair time. Following that, we tried the qualifying pace, already off the pace on the exit of turn 1, but not quite bottoming, afterwards spinning on turn 4.
Okay, that's the test over, but I'm afraid we didn't get what we needed. We're going to have to run it again.
Again spinning on turn 14 on the in-lap, having a near miss with Vettel. Doing worse on the second time out, already bottoming the delta by turn 2. Although we didn't spin on turn 4, we managed to catch the tail sliding out. Instead spinning out on turn 5, again destroying our front left and wing. It's the curbs again. I hate the curbs. Yes, we do hate the curbs. So, free practice, free retirement. Again, I'm not sure what pushed me to do qualifying at this point, but I guess we're doing this now. Don't ask me how shit I am.
Right, the car's ready. Let's get it out there.
Right, let's try put in the banker lap at some point. Exactly my point.
Okay,
again, going into the gravel out of turn 12, I think the damage only cost us 2.5 minutes. We got a little tap from Alonso, which gave us a bit of damage, but it should be fine, and we don't really have much time to go back to the pit and repair and come out.
We think the underbody's incurred some slight damage, but nothing too serious at the moment. Just be careful. Tyre condition still looking good. The underbody's taken some damage. I suggest we box so we can check it out.
Which one is it? Make up your mind.
Are you alright? Engine off, engine off.
No, me questioning that probably caused that crash. You spin it coming out the corner. How is it still going up?
You can hear the Australian fans roaring as they line the track here in Albert Park. Welcome to Melbourne, and the roar from the crowd can only mean one thing. It's race day. So here we are at Albert Park Circuit, 3.28 miles around, with the streets making for a bumpy surface with little undulation. There are 14 corners around the lake, with the best passing opportunities coming at turn 1 and turn 3. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position. Sergio Perez lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Alex Albon and Valtteri Bottas. Vettel and the engineer. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
So you have thought that I would have stopped at this point and leave the race until the next day or something. But I think my thinking was back then I actually didn't do that much laps and I can probably finish the race. As you can tell from my turn, that was a bad idea.
Right, Right, let's get the car up to temperature on this lap, please. We're loading the gears, so let's go through them all if you can.
So we got a poor start on our practice, lacking grip as well as confidence just launching the car. Also can't park our car, being 3 meters behind our spot. Five lights and off we go. Poor reaction as well as poor traction means that we're pretty far behind the start. The rubber banding meant that we didn't lose too much for the first lap, even getting close to Vettel at some points, but through the back section we are already quite far in. So it's going okay until we got to our nemesis corner, turn 13. We misjudged the entry point, spun on the gravel and gave the back of the car a tap. We also went too deep into turn 14, nearly spinning out on 15. This pretty much sets the tone of the race for us. Multiple spins, enough tracks, near misses, etc. We started getting lapped on lap 8.
Okay, be careful. We think you're going to start losing some tyre grip any time now. Okay, blue flag conditions create a gap.
And on the lap after, we took out Sonoda and the safety car was brought out. Now when I was driving I had no idea what happened until I looked back at the replay. Now first let's have a look on the outside. So I was letting Joe pass on the outside and it looks like Yuki just went into the back of me. And then from Yuki's perspective, essentially I closed the door by leaving too much space with Joe and not noticing that he was there on the inside. I do feel bad for Yuki in this one, his race ended while lapping a back marker. But you also have to kind of question the AI's decisions. So with the safety car out, there's a flurry of activities down there. We are double stacking as well as Alfa Romeo who is in front of us, meaning that Alex's stop got delayed as we got blocked by Bottas. This time we did manage to catch the safety car queue, albeit there were a couple of spins and off tracks while I was trying to catch up. We got a particularly poor restart as the pack accelerates out of turn 16 and we lost the pack fairly quickly as we went off track at turn 1. Not long after the safety car we spun for the final time in this race. Out of turn 2, using the back end, and that's just one too many spins for me on that day.
Great Great effort there from Ferrari to take
So well done to Ferrari. The game still has the yellow livery for the 75-year Ferrari, which makes her look a bit like a minion. We got a bit of a reduction of our driver claim. Seems like it happens when you crash with another driver. We also got asked who is going to be our next rival, and I chose the next daddy racer, Lance Stroll. Well, that's it from me today. The lesson here really is not to drive when you're tired. As proven in Mythbusters, driving tired can be worse than driving tipsy, so don't do either of those things in the real world. As usual, check out my videos on my other hobbies, as well as my piano and flute tutorial series. And I'll see you on the next video of Master of None.